Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at Big Spell Mage. I really like Big Spell Mage, and actually with this exact build I win streaked my way all the way from rank 5 to rank 3. So it really has some nice potential in the current metagame. Big Spell Mage is one of the premium control decks in the metagame right now. It packs a ton of removal, and it attempts to control the flow of the game, remove all the opponent's threats, and then finally, in the end, strike with its own big win conditions, or just fatigue the opponent out. There are also some other variants which are running, for example in the Assault, which are even more focused on that fatigue strategy, but this one is more of a traditional build that has a bunch of removal, bunch of survival, and then the big win conditions. Let's talk a bit about survival first. There's a bunch of removal spells in this deck. The AoE package is immense. There's Dragon's Fury, Blizzard, Meteor, Flame Strike. That's a lot of removal. Also, Polymorph is very sweet in this current meta, because it prevents resurrections as well, so a very powerful card. One card that has really come alive to me post-nerfs is Doomsayer. I found that Doomsayer was often too slow in the pre-nerf meta. The decks were just so fast, they were able to put so much power on the board you could hardly contain them with Doomsayer. But right now an early game Doomsayer is very often getting the job done and getting that empty board. Then in the late game you can combine Doomsayer with some kind of a board clear spell, so first you clear the board with a board clear spell and then you play your Doomsayer on it to prevent the opponent from possibly playing anything on the next turn, and then you get the free turn to drop like a Medivh or Jaina on the board. One thing that I often see people do wrong when they're playing Big Spell Mage in lower ranks is the use of Arcane Artificer. The Artificer is not a 1-drop. Don't ever keep this in the mulligan, don't ever play it on 1. It's a card that you want to combine with some of your spells in the later game, even in a Suicide Mission with Dragon's Fury, to gain some armor and help you stabilize, but it's definitely not an early game drop. The real early game drops in this deck are the Doomsayer, then there's the Raven Familiar for some card draw, Dark Reaper for some defense against aggro decks, you don't keep this in control matchups but against aggro, and Bright-Eyed Scout, which you can also keep in control matchups, which can give you some really nice things when it happens to draw like Jaina or Medivh and make them 5-mana cards. The control deck also needs to be able to disrupt the opponent's game plan, so you have all these board clears, but in addition to board clears there's also Skulking Geist, which is extremely important against Warlock in particular, because you want to remove those Dark Pacts so that the Cubelock cannot easily destroy their own cubes, and so that the control Warlock cannot easily kill off their own Rin. In addition to the Skulking Geist, Dirty Rat is another card that can be used to disrupt the opponent's game plan, and with all the area of effect damage in this deck you can also use Dirty Rat just to pull more stuff into your AoEs. The actual win conditions in this build come in 4 cards. There's Medivh the Guardian, which gives you Atiyesh, so then you place big spells and you get big minions and you can quite rapidly build a very impressive board, especially when used with something like Firelands Portal. Then there's Alexstrasza, and Alexstrasza combines very well with Medivh as well, because if you get a board that has a couple of minions on it and then you Alexstrasza the opponent's face down to 15, then you can rapidly go for lethal. And Alexstrasza also doubles up as a defensive card in aggro matchups, because then you can just Alexstrasza your own face to get back to 15 once they have put you low. Then there's Dragoncaller Alana, which is a very powerful tool, because it can fill your board with dragons, giving you more than 30 damage available from the board on the following turn. But it's also weak to AoEs and board clears, so if you are playing in a control matchup then you can either try to bait out all the board clears from the opponent before you play Alana, or you can also play Alana strategically so that you have a turn when you don't want the opponent to be doing anything important, and then they will be forced to clear the Alana board before they can do more things. Finally, probably the most important win condition of the deck is Frostless Jaina. Such immense value, immense healing. When you play Frostless Jaina, the game kind of becomes a math puzzle. You try to locate how do I make some minion have 1 health so that I can ping it and turn it into a water elemental on my side. And then you can build a lot of water elementals and win many games with those. This particular list that I played also has a Pyroblast in it. I have found Pyroblast to be useful in some fatigue matchups, But actually, the current meta that I've been facing lately, there have not been hardly any fatigue matchups. So I think right now an Arcane Tyrant would be a better choice than Pyroblast. There's one omission in this deck that you're probably wondering about. There are no ice blocks. Big Spell Mage used to run ice block mostly because of Spiteful Priest. The villain OTK combo would just kill you if you didn't have ice block. You were never able to amass enough armor to stay out of reach, so you had to have those in that meta game. Many people are still playing ice blocks, so you often see something like one Arcanologist and one ice block in decks nowadays, or one Arcanologist, 2 ice blocks. People have started experimenting with cutting those cards away, and I've just cut them completely, and I think it's fine. It is meta dependent. If there are OTK combo decks in the meta, then you want to have an ice block in the deck. But right now those are quite rare. Inner Fire Priest is kind of the closest one, and you can deal with Inner Fire Priest even without an ice block, even though with an ice block the matchup becomes almost unlosable. So overall I think running without ice block right now is the better way. Overall this is a very fun control deck. Just remove stuff and then strike back. Really like the classic way control decks are played, and I really enjoy that play style. As always, I've prepared a bunch of gameplay material for you, and remember, if you enjoy this content then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. Now let's go take a look at some Big Spell Mage gameplay. At least somewhat. But Jade Druid is still a fine deck. I played Jade Druid myself, and can vouch for it. Let's see if this one is a Jade Druid. I guess it's aggro though. I kept the Dragon's Fury. I don't think I want to Dirty Rat. Not this early. That would be aggro. If I rat and he has a Bittertide Hydra in hand, that's just really bad. But that's the thing, the win rate actually before was pretty low. It was just kept around because of the perceived goodness against Spiteful Priest. And there were certain micro metas where Spiteful Priest was played, and where Jade Druid was able to do very well thanks to that. But now those micro metas where Jade Druid is really dominant don't exist. So while overall it's a decent deck, but there are better decks around. Mr. Tigershark, you play on EU, right? Yes, that is absolutely correct. I sometimes play budget decks on NA. I have a small collection on NA, nothing special. But it's mostly EU. Well, that's a lot of buffs. And now he has already spent my Ashurash and double Power of the Wild. Is that enough of a reason for me to coin Dragon's Fury? Because I could also play the Bright-Eyed Scout. Then I can play Dragon's Fury next turn. Dragon's Fury low rolls at 4, which would be a problem already with this board. It's already a double buffed board. Can he really have more buffs in hand? I guess I'm playing the Tar Creeper here. I can go Tar Creeper into Dragon's Fury into coin Flame Strike, for example. I don't think he has Mark of the Lotus in hand too. That would be really unlikely. Okay, he did. And he's running Swipe. Well, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Down to 14. Triple buffs. I think I have to Dragon's Fury this board. If I draw Polymorph or Dragon's Fury from that, then it's bad for me, but everything else is good. That triple buff and only 2 minions was pretty surprising though. Swipes probably for reach. Yes, that's what it looks like. Here comes the mana. But now, because I've been holding on to this coin, now I can coin Flame Strike on that living mana. So I can remove that board, because I was greedy with the Dragon's Fury and planned ahead to have another piece of removal for next turn. What can he have in his hand if he doesn't play anything? He would play Bittertide Hydra? Oh. Well, that's awkward. That is very, very awkward. Mark of the Lotus is the only card that he can play next turn. He has 8 on board. If he has Mark of the Lotus, that's obviously lethal. He can kill a Doomsayer too. Well, this is... yeah, sometimes things like this just happen. He can always kill the Doomsayer, he can kill Doomsayer on board. So I have to play the Bright-Eyed Scout, because then I can play the card that it draws next turn. That might not be enough. I think I also need to play an Artificer there, because he has to kill the Artificer. That will limit the incoming damage a little bit. Steiger, do you think it's worth to buy 30 bucks bundle? I already have a big collection. Probably not. Okay, I would need another board clear, please. I can't get it. Next turn he can play Savage Roar. This card, I mean, there has to be a Savage Roar in hand. There has to be. Why would he otherwise not play anything for such a long time? If I play Jaina, I get to 12. That doesn't help me because Savage Roar in any way. If I play Arcane Artificer Violence Portal, I get to 12. I leave him with 6 on board. That 6 becomes 12. 13, that becomes too much. So my only out is the Raven Familiar into a AoE spell. That's my AoE spell. Do I play that with the Arcane Artificer? Is the question. Get 5 armor. Yeah, I think I'll grab the 5 armor here. Let's do that. That will set me up for Jaina play next turn. Okay. Oh, Vicious Fledgling. That's a scary fellow. So he didn't have Savage Roar in hand, actually. That's interesting. What if he has Savage Roar now? Then he has 4 plus 4, which is 8, plus 3, which is 11. So he could have 11. And if this gets Wind Fury, that's an additional 5, which is lethal. So if he has Savage Roar, he has 30% to kill me. I think I don't like those odds. I think I prefer clear board for my Jaina. I don't want to give him 30% to have lethal if he has Savage Roar. I don't think I have to. I think I can do better. Of course, these are new cards, so I don't have a read the Savage Roar. I really thought one of these was Savage Roar. I'm so surprised neither of them was.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
I can see.
This should close out the game. I keep the polymorph actually. I lose the fastest when they have Bittertide Hydra. But hey, 2 polymorphs, that's a little bit much. Secret Mage, told you so. At least you have the coin. Yes, coin is very, very good. I need to use the coin on a turn when I want to play a spell, because he could have 2 counter spells in hand. Then if I proc one with the coin, he just plays the other. I don't want that to happen. So that could be Explosive Runes. I think next turn we're checking with the Doomsayer. I probably want to hold on to the Taunt. It's also possible that Secret Mage drew such a bad hand that I can win. Well, that Arcane Intellect kind of solves that problem now, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of does. Now we're dropping the Doomsayer here. Where's the runes? Okay. No, sure, you can kill the Doomsayer, but you have to ping it. As I play Secret Mage, I might can play Counterspell when they have coin. Yeah, but if you do that, then I read it that you have 2 counterspells. That you don't care that one goes into the coin. Oh. Well, this is starting to look very, very painful. I do not really enjoy this. I can't dirty right now because he has drawn so many cards. He could have multiple crystal runners there. But yeah, this is the worst matchup.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Too early to try anything with the coin. Let's just take away the cheap spells for now. I don't think I want to rat either. Because if it's runes and I rat out something big, then that's just going to hurt. Without the cheap spells, the mana room can't grow that much.
I'm late.
Okay, but if he has 2 counter spells, that's going to be a problem. I can freeze this board now, but then I would have to flame strike it next turn. Counter spell or just another runes. Not enough mana to test with the Doomsayer. Just the odds of another counter spell are pretty good when he has so many cards. I think that's a counter spell. I'll play the Blizzard into that. But then I have to hope he doesn't have the second counter spell. He's halfway through his deck. He has the second counter spell less than half of the time at this point. But sometimes he does. This time he didn't. That's fabulous. It might still not be enough. But at least it's good. So what are all these cards? Is it all burn? He played a naked Kirinto Mage. No second counter spell. I have Alex. Alex might be able to help me, especially with Fireball and Frostbolt Con, so he doesn't have 15 reach. These are painful matchups. That has got to be like all burn. It's got to be all burn. I can try rat here. It wasn't actually all burn. Interesting. Well, now we meteor these. So I get to keep the rat and I got rid of a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Now he found another secret, right? No, still no secrets. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Flame Strike or Blizzard Ping. There are not that many minions left. I can comfortably Flame Strike this board. Oh, he runs Mirror Entity. Interesting to know. I don't think he can lose from here. Legion, hold my beer. Just hold my beer and watch. Well, I guess this calls for a defensive EApbHAtXhAtfhApbkAgA now, doesn't it? Yay! That we have reached the end of the road. I can't beat another secret mage. It's so unlikely. But hey, we can always try. The payoff. Yeah, well, Akshay, you don't always get to win even, no matter how much you play. But I'm pretty happy with all the work I put into this.
An incredible discovery.
I'm just going to Doomsayer right away. I see no reason not to. He can't play a free secret into this. Well, he can play the secret the usual way. And then I'm just going to Doomsayer again.
Amazing.
So it's a counter spell. Hi, Moite. Well, then I can Pride Eye Scout. Let's grab a 5 mana card. And it's a Raven Familiar! No! That's a very expensive Raven Familiar. Sometimes Bright-Eyed Scout doesn't work quite that way. But in this deck, more than half of the spells cost more than 5 mana. So Bright-Eyed Scout has more than 50% to discount your cards. So that's the runes. That's the counter spell. There's the runes, there's the counter spell. And I could just ping. Do I even want to Dirty Rat? Dirty Rat gives him another minion on the board. What if it's a big one? I don't think I can afford to Dirty Rat. I think I just need to ping away some of the damage from the board. So probably counter spell and runes here. How's the cube matchup? It's fine. You need the polymorph and you need the Geist, but they also need to have cube and stuff, so it's not like they have magic answers. Then there's the counter spell. That would be the counter spell. I don't want to play the Artificer into... I don't want to play the Artificer into explosive runes. No! We whiff. That one hurt. Drawing Familiar, whiffing the polymorph. As you can see, you can't win all the time in card games. Now this is all going so very wrong. That's so incredibly risky. Why would you do that? I thought you had a decent chance to win here. If I rat, it just brings more minions on the board. I'm now always pinging this one. Can I afford to take some damage here? And play the Familiar to get to draw another spell. I could have also played Rat into Dragon's Fury. That would have been fine. Now if he has another counter spell coming, I think I don't want to take damage. I just hope he didn't find the second counter spell. He is only 9 cards into his deck, so it's quite unlikely. So there's a Frostbolt, yeah. Okay. Well, there's a Glyph card. Glyph cards are scary. Now it's time to go with the Dirty Rat. Because this negates the explosive runes. I could get 5 armor here, but I might be able to get more in the future. How badly do I want 5 armor right now? It also kills the Artificer. I don't need 5 armor yet. We just Fury the Sport away. It's very unlikely that I get the only polymorph because this deck is very heavily teched into those expensive spells. MTG, it was best deck for tryhard climbing. Murloc Paladin, I guess.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Seems to me that it's Murloc Paladin. I do want to kill the Apprentice. So I guess I'm taking that 6 armor here. Let's grab the 6 armor and kill the Apprentice. Hitting him in the face. So I'm at 20. Okay, did he find a counter spell? Ooh, spend a fireball from Glyph on that. Because I have none of the Murloc Paladin cards. Oh, why didn't you say so? Well, that might be more difficult to guess then. What is the next best deck? Secret Mage? Do I let the Geist absorb the explosive runes if that's it? Yeah, let's do that. And those explosive runes. I felt like not taking any damage. Then we go to Bright-Eyed Scout. Dark Reaper that costs 5. Scout, check your eyesight.
An incredible
It's obviously not working. So that's counterspell or it's ice block. One or the other. Can't be runes. It could be like mirror entity. I guess I'll play this Raven Familiar here. My 5-mana Raven Familiar.
Watch out!
I'll trade there. So that's counterspell. Let's play out my cards here. Polymorph the 2/3. And yeah, I could have thrown Polymorph into a counterspell. You're correct about that. Obviously. So I'm at 17. 17 should be okay. Is it okay even if that's an ice block? Okay. Do I want to use a defensive Alexstrasza later on? Is there a world in which I need to do that? I'll polymorph my own minion. It's ice block. Okay. Because it's ice block, that means that it's possible that I may need to still play defensive Alexstrasza. I might not have fast enough reach to kill him without doing that. Yeah, when he does things like this. And then I can respond by playing Alexstrasza on my own face. But he still gets a couple of more draws. And that one fireball was from Glyph. So he still has a fireball, he still has no frost bolts. We're keeping the scout for card draw. And let's see.
Job's done.
No, I didn't quite get that. I don't think I want to do it yet. Just one against Secret Mage, we accidentally Doom with Scroll of Wonders. Yeah, I would be very hesitant to play Scroll of Wonders. I would play it if I think I'm not going to have enough reach, and I will, but I still have some turns remaining, so there is a chance that I get something from the scroll. Or Deck of Wonders is the spell. No 5-mana Medivh in this game. Is still a Big Priest? Can I even beat a Big Priest? I'm uncertain. But we get a little bit of information here. Oh, it's Spiteful Priest. Well, that means I'm not going to get any draws from the familiars. I have beaten a lot of Spiteful Priest though. It's not impossible by any means. Let's draw a card. A 5-mana Skulking Geist. Well, this would be good against the Combo Priest, but not in this matchup. He's going to coin the Dragonid Operative. Why would he do that, though? I don't know. Be that as it may, we're trading and playing another minion on the board. Obviously it has no effect on his deck. Well, then he's going to coin the Spiteful Summoner. I have a Dragon's Fury available, but no but Polymorphs are still in the deck. But coin Spiteful Summoner is always his play here. I mean, if he held on the hand for so long, then he has to have it. Okay, which 10-drop? Does it die to Dragon's Fury? Oh, that's a pretty big one. It doesn't die to Dragon's Fury, even if I hit it with the Geist. The only out would be Pyroblast. So that means that I will want to Blizzard this board now. There's nothing he can do about the Geist. I don't have to attack the Geist in yet, right? I probably have to attack the Geist in. I don't like taking chances. I need to do that anyway next turn, so I'm missing 4 damage. But I'm playing extremely safe right now. Okay. 6 health is almost certainly coming from the Fury. 7 is a little bit here and there. Hi, Cressius. I would love to rat something from his hand into a Dragon's Fury, but I wonder if that's too dangerous. Because if I roll Blizzard or Meteor, I could still ping the Medivh if I just Dragon's Fury. I think I opt for that. I don't rat. Well, and sometimes you get that. And then this is a deck that doesn't run, that runs as few low mana spells as possible. Okay, well, I think that probably cost me the game. Does he trade with the Medivh? I guess not. It's time to put 19 to face, right? Why would you ever not put 19 to face?
Is someone injured?
And now I still can't kill the Tyrannus because it was healed for 3. So I'm just about dead. Feels bad, man. Oh, this is my play. Took quite a bit of high rolls from him to get to this point, but he did it. I can't tank 12 twice. So I also can't equip Athiash and hit that with my face. But unless he has a second Cabal Talon Priest, then he cannot heal Tyrannus again. If he plays a taunt, I can polymorph the taunt and hit Tyrannus with... Yes, okay. I'm still in this. Would you believe? Would you believe I'm still in this? Even I don't believe I'm still in this. Bye bye, Tyrannus. It was nice to meet you. But it's very difficult from here. I mean, he got so much value from that. So much value. I don't think it can be done. So that casts another free from Amber if he has another one in the deck. And he does. He has just super cards. But there's no more free from Ambers, right? He played 2. So if I don't have minions, this one doesn't cast Mind Control. On the other hand, if I Violence Portal here, then it will Mind Control the minion from the Violence Portal. Ouch. I mean, I could Pyroblast the Archivist. Has he drawn all the Mind Controls? That would be good for me, but things seem pretty hopeless at this point. Could get Bomb Squad, yeah, then he would trade. I think I still need to go with this. Now he's going to Mind Control the Bloodworm. I have to top deck AoE.
I dream and the world trembles.
He has a Nuzera in that deck? Wow. That's greedy. Okay. 5 mana, what? I'm not even sure what could help me. Because I kind of like surviving. I mean, even if I Pyroblast the Archivist, it doesn't really help. 5 mana Meteor almost does it. Let's see. Maybe I could have Meteor to Uzera. Oh, he has Uzera Awakens from his single Uzera card. You cannot compete in the late game. No, that just isn't true. That just isn't true.
Side effect, trust me.
Okay, now we have the Geist. So we can prevent that Rin, because, well, he could be a Cubelock too. But we can beat that Rin. That was interesting Warlock deck. It was just a completely basic Fatigue Warlock. It's very, very common right now. At some point I was facing 50% fatigue warlock, actually. So those statistics are... I'm looking to coin the Geist on 5. And then I need to find a polymorph. And then we win. Don't mind the Paradise Scout. Well, 5 mana polymorph, but that doesn't matter. 5 mana polymorph is still good. Oh, it's a Cubelock. That's interesting. But even if it's a Cubelock, I can still coin Geist and take away the Pact so that he cannot play the combo. He can get the Doom Guard out, but he cannot cube it and kill it off. Now, because it's a Cubelock, I want to kill the Void Lord and cube the polymorph the Doom Guards. Because Void Lord doesn't charge at me, unlike Doom Guards. Unless he cubes the Void Lord.
Yes. Oh yes. They'll serve me now.
Because now if that one pulls a Doom Guard. Let me see. Yeah, this was a pretty good setup, because now I can't... I would love to kill this and then polymorph what comes out, but now that's impossible. He still can't cube and pact it, but he can, like, Faceless Manipulator it. I guess we're checking what comes out. So it's a Doom Guard. And if he has a Faceless Manipulator for that Doom Guard, that can be a problem. Nothing else is a problem, only the Faceless Manipulator. If he cubes it, I just pull him off the cube, because he can't kill off the cube. Because I removed the pacts. Okay, I don't care about this at all. This is perfectly fine. Only one Doom Guard in the pool. That's what I like to see. Do I ping the do I just Doom Guard? I mean Doomsayer. Doomsayer for 8. There's nothing I want to do on 8. No, it's not a Doomsayer turn yet. But now he has one Doom Guard in the pool, then Void Lord and 3 Void Walkers. So I don't want to pull him off the Void Lords. I want to prevent the multiple Doom Guards from happening. If I can do that, I win. He might have Mountain Giants there. That's the other thing they do. I don't mind my Mountain Giants too much, personally. He didn't have demons last turn at the start of the turn. He could have now. I could even just Violence Portal the Mountain Giant. They don't charge. Yeah, Mountain Giants don't charge, that's true. I think I'm just Violence Portaling this. I could also Meteor Doomsayer to set up for Jaina. We're Violence Portaling. Let's kill the giant. Okay, one giant gone. Still no demons in hand. Alright. Another giant and a faceless for that. That would be pretty sweet. Oh, he has it. He has exactly that. Another giant and a faceless manipulator for the giant. That was a good draw. But I can't kill these mountain giants yet. I can set up for Dragon's Fury board. But what if I pull something... I mean, if I play Dirty and then I pull something like Umbra. Well, I can kill Umbra. It's actually fine. I managed to pull his second cube. That's also sweet. Then it's Blizzard time. Or Meteor. Meteor kills this one. I can kill that one too. Let's meteor this. That's probably fine. This mountain giant goes down to 5 health. This should be okay. You might have another faceless. Taldaram on giant doesn't do anything. Taldaram is for Doom Guards so that you can resurrect Doom Guards. The change in the timer has been nerfed to OG. I'm cool with the change. I don't mind. Can I just leave this mountain giant up? I think I can. I can take 8 damage. I don't mind. Let's just go Jaina. Get a water elemental out there. Okay, found another Void Lord. Do I even care about that? There's another faceless manipulator. Or he has Taldaram. Another faceless. Cool. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Cool story, bro. I still have some spells in the deck, so it's 6, 7 or 10 from the Dragon's Fury. There's no hurry for me to Dragon's Fury here. What would be the most fun deck to play now? Well, I've enjoyed control decks myself. Mage, Control Paladin, Nesot Warrior. I really like Nesot Warrior. Nesot Warrior is so much fun. I guess I'll play the Doomsayer on this spot, it's fine. There's one more Doom God coming. I want to kill all the Void Lords, because no matter how many Void Lords you play, it doesn't increase the number of Void Lords you get from Gul'dan. Because for each Void Lord, you also get 3 Void Walkers. So the average remains the same. You're still getting average 2 Void Lords and a bunch of Void Walkers. So if you have 10 Void Lords, that doesn't matter from Gul'dan perspective at all. He's clutching at straws. I mean, I'm cool with that. Let's kill one of these. Make more water elementals. It's only the Doom Guards that are bad when he gets multiples. But with Void Lords, you're just not getting any more, no matter what you do. I guess he's playing Gul'dan here, but actually killing these doesn't improve his Void Lord count in any significant way. It wasn't going very Gul'dan, okay. But both spellstones are gone. Who had siphons all that? Well, that's gotta sting. Well, no way to turn that into a... I think I just fired and spotted that one. That's all cool.
Not all who wander are lost.
Ooh. Let's protect the Velen with a Tar Creeper. I think that sounds like a good plan. Velen means that if Velen lives, then anything he plays will just die. He has Taldaram left, and then he obviously has Gul'dan. But manipulators are gone, cubes are gone. I assume he has Taldaram. So he can get 3 Doom Guards into the pool. Except that this Doom Guard cannot kill itself this turn. So that would be for the next turn. And then if he has 3 Doom Guards in the pool, and he has 9 Void Walkers and 3 Void Lords, then that would be 15 minions. So he gets from 1 to 2 Doom Guards. Yeah, that Velen is pretty sweet. I wish I had the Pyroblast in hand. Too bad I don't. I think Velen is probably going to be insignificant. It's only going to force some removal here. But I guess forcing removal is still good. And there's my Dragon Caller.
To battle!
Pyro lethal, yeah. That would be pretty sweet. So he has to play Gul'dan soon. When he plays Gul'dan, I play double Dragon's Fury. Which actually is not full board clear. Not necessarily. There will still be Void Lords. But there will be Void Lords, so do I want Alana out yet? I guess I don't. Sorry, guys, now I actually made a mistake there. I obviously needed to ping my own minion to make a water elemental instead of trading. Trading made no sense whatsoever. I'm sorry, I was thinking of other things already. Here comes the Gul'dan. And he has only 2 Doom Guards have died. He might not get a single one. He gets one. Oh, he got all the Void Lords back. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So Dragon's Fury will always kill the Doom God. And 6 would have been preferable. Do I then Dragon's Fury again? And next turn I Flame Strike and then I Alana. Because he's all out of threats. Yeah. That's how we roll. I still get a 5-drop here. He gets a board full of 1/3s, which will die to a Flame Strike next turn. I play Artificer Flame Strike, so I also get 7 armor. 5/3 not very impressive. But this is Artificer Flame Strike into Alana into EApbHAtXhAtfhApbkAgA. There's no Hellfires left, there's no Doom Guards, no cubes, no giants. He might have removal left. But that doesn't matter. He can't kill me fast enough. He has Defile, so there's no use for me to ping the Artificer. So he's starting to take fatigue damage. Do I have just lethal with EApbHAtXhAtfhApbkAgA? There's no spell stones, no dark pacts. He gets 2 copies of Defile this turn. Does he have Twisting Nether? He played 2 Siphon Souls. That's pretty interesting. I can play Alana this turn. Let's awaken some Daughters of Flame here. And that's a win. Rat is too dangerous to keep. Oh, look at the time. This has got to be the last game of tonight. Bit of a shorter stream. Bit of a shorter stream, I guess. Oh, he did a full keep. This is going to be very painful. Unless it's Combo Priest. Then it might not be. And we're just about to find out if it's Spiteful or Combo. It's Spiteful. 4th Spiteful Priest of the night. 1/3 of the ladder for me is Spiteful Priest right now. No, 1/4. This game number 14 and 4th Spiteful Priest. That's a lot of Spiteful Priest. That is a lot of Spiteful Priest. And a Spiteful Priest with a full keep. That's very, very dangerous. That one I don't mind. Do I unping it? No, I shouldn't, because he could have a Cleric. Well, maybe it would just be better to ping it. Hell, even I play Spiteful Priest sometimes. Yeah, I played that too occasionally. It's a good deck. What can you say? It's definitely a good deck.
You wish to live forever.
Soon he can push through the Tar Creeper. So I need to play the Doomsayer this turn in order to gain value from it. Now he shouldn't have a way to push through the Doomsayer. But I have no AoE in hand. I do have a couple of polymorphs. Next turn will be a Spiteful Summoner turn. He would have coined it out this turn, but this border turn made the board a little bit weaker. I can just drop the Artificer here, it's fine. I'm likely to Meteor his Spiteful Summoner turn, unless he rolls Tyrantus, in which case I guess I die with this hand. Either he doesn't have Spiteful Summoner yet, or he thinks I'm baiting, which to be honest I am. I guess I can sacrifice the Artificer. Let's just portal there, we get 7 armor from it anyway. Interesting. Do I keep a 2-5 with Jaw? 2-5 or the 1-2 that gives me armor? 1-2 dies to a Duskbreaker. I think I'm keeping the 2-5. Spiteful Summoner. He really doesn't want to play that Spiteful Summoner.
Once upon a time.
One more turn until Jaina. One more. Do I need to Meteor? I guess I won't. I'll just kill off the small minion. But I play the Tar Creeper. And next turn I'm probably playing the Jaina. Has he found something big yet? He can't play Big Dragon yet with 8 mana. Those come at 9. And he has not been willing to play a Spiteful Summoner. Oh well, that Medivh is pretty good. That Medivh is pretty good indeed. I still need to go Jaina here.
Hear those who wield it.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, getting a Medivh into that deck is pretty sweet when you pick that from the operative. I don't have any weapon removal. So if he plays like... well, he could coin Mind Control, or he could just play Free from Ember. He gets a ton of big minions. I have some polymorphs, I have Blizzard, I have Meteor. I have some tools that I can use.
My shield for Argus.
Oh, I didn't see that card coming. That naturally plays around Meteor every time. That's pretty sweet, by the way. I guess I'm using a Blizzard here. I can kill the Medivh. Yeah. Let's Blizzard and trade this one in for a Water Elemental. Kill off the Medivh. Also set this fellow to 1 health, so he wants to heal it. So I don't get more free Water Elementals here. He has a lot of cards. That's a problem. We'll see if we can do it. He might control the Water Elemental to get a 10 drop. That RT-ish. I guess he can also do that. That was pretty powerful. Now Meteor doesn't do a whole lot of good things here. Is he just waiting for a good mind control target? Because Medivh would certainly fit the bill. I obviously have the polymorph. But is it even good enough? Or I could just Medivh. I believe he plays mind control. How do I deal with that?
A game? So kind of you to join me.
I think I'll do it like this. I think I'll set it up like this now. But now he might play the mind control. If mind controls the Medivh, he also gets a 10 drop. With both Dragon's Furies, both Flame Strikes, all the board clears still in the deck. This is interesting. I don't mind that. Is there something here that I do mind? Keeps healing this one. Yes, that was pretty sweet. And face Sereno is to play Sereno. Dragon's Fury. It deals a minimum of 5 damage. Can deal 6 or 7 or 10. That's the closest thing I have to a board clear. I could of course also Meteor, but Meteor is so good against this really big stuff. So this is a Dragon's Fury turn. If it deals a lot of damage, then I can always get the Water Elemental from his Twilight Drake. Or at least almost always. Oh no, he might want to mind control the Hatchling. Hatchling is pretty good. Hatchling is really good, because it gives him the 6/9 in the deck as well. This could be the mind control turn.
Pinch of death cup. Heel of shoe.
Nope, another mind control turn. Please don't get... Okay, I'm fine with this. I'm absolutely fine with this result.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
Okay, 50-50. Which one does it buff? I lose. The buff thing, I mean. But I don't want him to mind control this. So I could Meteor here. This one takes 3, then I can trade this one in and ping another Water Elemental for myself. I'll have your deck, I think I will take it. Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, we're Meteoring here. I'm trading in this fellow. Oh no! I get so many good minions. These are such good mind control targets. He would love to mind control Cairn. Oh dear, he's going to mind control Cairn. I mean every time. Unless he just hasn't drawn a mind control yet. Just getting better and better minions. Okay, so Hatchling wasn't good enough to mind control, but come on. Now we're talking about Cairn. He goes for a random mind control instead. Could also be a free from Ember. It's a random mind control. 1 in 3 to get Cairn. He didn't get Cairn. It will cast another mind control next turn, right? He doesn't get anything from Atiesh when that casts mind controls though. Because I also have the option to play Violence Portal on the Water Elemental and ping it. Then I have Water Elemental and a 7 drop. I can Alexstrasza and deal 7, put him down to 8, but I don't have Pyroblast in hand. I'm just going to let that fellow mind control again. Let's go for this one. So, you can mind control something from here. Do you happen to have like 2 copies of Duskbreaker in your hand right now? That would clear the board and give you Bane. Interesting times. No, there's no more mind controls in the deck. There's no more mind controls in the deck. And if we would also have a 3rd dragon. Yes, obviously 3rd dragon would also be needed. Well, this Spiteful Priest looks very, very dead. Yeah. You think that's good, but it really isn't. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.